Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Daria if you're new here, and it's a new month. So the theme for the month here on my channel is renewal. It's springtime and it feels very fitting. So today's practice is called Fresh Start, and this class is all about recognizing each moment as a new opportunity to make a choice that supports you and that works for you, both in your physical yoga practice and also in your life off the mat. So for this class, all that you'll need is yourself and a space to move. And whenever you're ready, let's get into it. We'll get started right away from tabletop. So find your way up to your hands and your knees, align so that shoulders are stacked over the wrists and the hips are over the knees. And then press down through all 10 of your finger pads, root your index finger knuckles. Go ahead and rock forward and back, or you can make circles over the wrists. Go in each direction a couple of times. Start to feel your core connect, drawing your whole front body up to your back body. Noticing what your space feels like today and beginning also to deepen your breath. Find neutral, find steadiness, and then tuck your toes behind you, press into your palms, and hover your knees just an inch or so away from the earth. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, press down even more firmly into your palms, dome between your shoulder blades. One more inhale. This time, exhale, lift your hips all the way up and back, gliding your heart back towards your thighs, and then pressing down into your palms and your feet. Press your hands and your feet away from each other and float your heels to hover over the mat, or maybe they come all the way down. You can sway side to side. You can bend one knee and then the other. Let your back of your neck relax. Maybe shaking the head, yes and no. And then settle into stillness here and start to notice your sensations. Start to become aware of your physical space as well as your mental space. And then every time that you take a new breath as we flow through this practice, see if you can recognize that breath as a fresh start, as a new opportunity to move forward in a direction that feels aligned for you. And so no matter what's happened so far in your day or how the day has gone so far, maybe we can still shift in a new direction, whatever that may be for you. Take an inhale, lift your heels high away from the earth. As you exhale, bend your knees deeply, draw your chest toward your thighs. Take an inhale, staying high onto your toes. Just lift your tailbone higher toward the sky, keeping the knees bent. Then as you exhale, magnetize your heels down toward the earth. Widen your sitting bones and reach your heart toward your thighs. Inhale, rise to the balls of your feet. Exhale, deeply bend your knees. Connect knees and chest if you can. Inhale, lift your tailbone. Exhale, keep lifting your tailbone as you start to draw your legs towards straight. Pull up through the fronts of your thighs and drop your heels down toward the earth. One more here. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, belly to thighs. Inhale, stretch higher through your tailbone, longer forward through the crown of your head. And then exhale, heels come down to the earth. Gaze forward toward your thumbs. And as you exhale, travel forward to the top of your space. We'll find a ragdoll fold, the feet hips distance apart. Drop your feet and then drop your torso. Hinging from the hips, allowing the full spine to decompress forward. And then let yourself sway gently side to side. Massaging breath through any sticky spots, any tight spaces down your spine, down the back of your neck. Bend your right knee deeply. Take your right hand to your outer left ankle and then reach your left fingertips all the way up toward the sky, creating a twist through your spine. Draw the left leg towards straight, staying careful not to hyperextend or press the knee too far back, but just pulling up through the front of your thigh. Then breathe into your outer left glute, down your IT band, the side of your leg. One more inhale. Exhale, release, fold forward. Left ankle goes to or left hand to outer right ankle. Right fingertips stretch for the sky, left knee bends deeply, right leg draws towards straight. Keep pressing both of your feet evenly down toward the earth. Hug belly button to spine, and then revolve your rib cage, maybe lifting your gaze over the right fingertips. One more inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Slowly rise all the way up to stand, keeping a hollow core, stacking one vertebra on top of the next as you rise. Finally, soften your shoulders down your back and lift your head. Spin your palms to face forward toward the top of the mat. Root your feet. As you inhale, fingertips circle wide to the sides and then stretch all the way up overhead. Lift your gaze toward your thumbs. Take a mini back bend, just reaching your heart toward the ceiling as if there's a string connected to it that's being pulled straight upward. Exhale, swan dive down, sweet forward fold, keeping the belly connected and the spine long. Drop your head at the bottom. Take an inhale for halfway lift. As you exhale, lift your toes, turn your feet out slightly, and then sink all the way to Malasana. The hips come down between the heels. Bring your palms to meet at your heart center. Press elbows to inner thighs back to elbows. Lift your heart, elongate your spine. Take an inhale. Exhale, reach forward through your fingertips. Either keep them hovering or you can use them to the mat to sink all the way to a seat, dropping your sitting bones down. Then float your feet up and away from the earth and lower to Ardha Navasana, half boat, low boat. So the toes point forward, inner ankles hug together, inner thighs squeeze the midline, low back is flat to the mat, palms are extended toward the sky, fingertips reaching forward. Spread through your fingers and your toes. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, lift all the way up. The legs can be bent or straight. Find Navasana. And then see if maybe without using your hands, you can step your feet down, reach forward, use your core, and maybe rise all the way back up to Malasana. Inhale here, palms pressed together at your heart. Exhale, fingertips come down, lift your toes, spin them back to parallel, feet parallel, and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift to iron that out. Exhale, fold in chest to thighs. Inhale, root through your feet, reverse swan dive, rise up to stand, fingertips go wide and then all the way up overhead. As you exhale, shift your pelvis slightly forward, actively lift your ribcage away from your hips, and then arc your heart up toward the sky, little back bend. Inhale to rise back up through center. Use your core. Exhale, swan dive down, forward fold. Fingertips root. Inhale, halfway lift. Lift your toes, turn them out. Exhale, Malasana. Sink the hips low between your heels. Palms come forward. Take an inhale. As you exhale, sitting bones root all the way to the earth. Lift your feet and then right away glide down to this hollow position. So the whole front body is hugging into the back body. Low back presses the mat. Toes go forward. Fingertips go forward. Activate, contract your front body. Inhale. Exhale, use your core. Rise up, Navasana. Inhale here, elongate through all the lines. Then exhale, draw your heels in close to your sitting bones. Widen your knees, reach forward through your palms, and maybe come right back to Malasana where you started. Take an inhale here. Exhale, swivel on your heels to point your toes forward, back to parallel, and fold in. Halfway lift, elongate. Exhale, fold forward. One more time, just like this. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Keep your spine long, belly's hugging in. Fingertips reach toward the sky. Exhale, little back bend. Shoulder blades squeeze together. Use the strength of your back body to support you. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, dive it down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. As you lift your heart and your gaze, also lift your toes, turn them out. And then exhale, sink, Malasana. Reach forward with your fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, sitting bones come down to the earth. Lift your feet. Reach forward through your toes and your fingers as you lower Ardha Navasana. Inhale here. Exhale, Navasana, rise back up. Thighs are charged. Exhale one more time to try this transition. Pull your heels in nice and close. Then reach forward. Use your core. Coming back to Malasana. Inhale. Exhale, pivot your feet back to parallel at the top of your mat and fold in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Good. Draw your feet now together to touch. Toes come together, sliver of space between the heels. Sink your hips low and back. Weight your heels, bend your knees deeply. Then inhale, reach your fingertips up high to the sky. Utkatasana, chair. Slide your shoulders down your back. Elongate continually through your spine. Every time that you inhale, feel the air move from the base of your spine through the crown of your head and then beyond. Then as you exhale, lift your toes, let them get brighter so the heels get heavier, and sink deeper into your chair. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, palms come together at your heart center. Inhale, shine your heart forward towards your thumbs. Exhale, prayer twist. Hook the left elbow outside of your right thigh. Try to keep your knees aligned even as you revolve your ribs toward the right side of your mat. Belly's hugging in and back. Palms are pressing together. Thumbs are drawing towards your sternum, away from the right armpit. Maybe eventually the gaze floats over the right elbow. As you inhale, press into your heels, neutralize your spine, rise all the way up to stand, reach your fingertips high to the sky, and then exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, elongate. As you do so, float your left toes away from the earth, then reach them back behind you. Claw down through your fingertips, reach forward through the crown of your head. Exhale, bend your right knee deeply and softly step the left toes to the back of the mat. Feet are like train tracks, hips distance apart. Right knee stacks over right ankle. Inhale, fingertips reach toward the sky. High crescent lunge. Exhale, let your hips get heavier. Weight into your feet. Then create buoyancy through your torso, lifting your heart and stretch out through your fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Turn, swivel the knife edge of your left foot down to root to the earth, and then extend out long through your fingertips, broaden your wingspan. Inhale here. Exhale, Skandasana to the back of your mat. Pivot on your feet, flex your right toes, sink your hips down toward your left heel, palms come to prayer. Inhale here. And then exhale, see if without using your hands, you can swivel to a lunge at the back of your mat. Palms in prayer at your heart center, rise up. So it's like crescent lunge in the feet. The back heel floats over the back big toe mound. As you inhale, create a twist. Reach your left fingertips back and your right fingertips forward, and then carry your gaze all the way back over the left fingertips. Slow, deep, steady breaths. Sprinkle the left palm down to the back of right thigh. As you do so, reach up through the right fingertips and gaze up at them with both of your eyes. Exalted warrior. Curving through your spine, stretching your heart higher, creating buoyancy and lightness. Inhale. As you exhale, float your right palm all the way down to the mat. Step it wide and then sink your left knee. Twist it out. Left fingertips circle around and back. Kick your right heel in towards your sitting bone, and then see if you can catch your foot from the outside, creating a C with the left fingertips. Hug, heel toward sitting bone, magnetize your feet. Lift up from your pelvic floor to your heart, stretching the heart to the sky. And then keeping all of these activations, begin to settle your pelvis down and forward. Send your breath to the front of right thigh. Allow each breath to open something new for you about the experience, about the sensation, without forcing. Gently release. Root your right toes back behind you. Plant your palms, pick up your right knee, and then step your left foot back to high plank. As you inhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga, lower halfway. Untuck your toes and inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, ride your breath back, downward facing dog. Hips go high. In your downward facing dog, take a big inhale through your nose. Clear the breath, exhale out of your mouth. Big sigh. And then just notice the after effects of that sigh, of pausing to breathe, pausing to let something go. Inhale, gaze forward. As you exhale, travel to the top of your mat and bring your toes to touch, little sliver of space between your heels. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Weight your heels, lift your toes, bend your knees, hug inner thighs together, and stretch your fingertips up toward the sky, biceps beside your ears, shoulder blades draw down your back. Breathe in. Breathe out, sink deeper. Close your ribs. One more inhale. Exhale, palms meet in front of your heart. Inhale to stretch your heart forward toward your thumbs. Exhale and twist, right elbow outside of the left thigh. Knees are aligned even. If one is jutting more forward than the other, see if you can draw back on the outer hip of the knee that's jutting forward, if that makes sense. So here the tendency might be for the right knee to come forward. Pull outer right hip back, shift left hip slightly forward. Then use the anchor point of elbow to thigh to revolve your torso toward the side. Maybe the gaze rises over the left elbow. As you inhale, root your feet, realign your spine, neutralize, and then rise all the way up to stand, floating your fingertips high. As you exhale, swan dive down and forward fold. Inhale, root your fingertips, halfway lift, and reach your right toes to the back of the mat, flattening through your spine, hugging front body to back body. Then as you exhale, step your right toes softly down behind you. Inhale, high crescent lunge, feet pull toward the midline, cinch in at your waist, let your heart get puffy as you wait through your feet. Feel your big toe mounds digging down into the earth beneath you. One more inhale to grow your spine. Exhale, open it up, warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2, outer edge of the right foot comes down, realign your feet as needed, then hug your shoulder blades together and stretch out in all directions, sinking deeper so your pelvis aligns with your front knee. Inhale. Exhale, Skandasana to the original top of your mat, lift your left toes, flex them, turn your right heel in, and then sink your hips down toward the right heel. Take an inhale here, palms in prayer. Exhale, swivel back to face the top of your mat. Right heel stacks, or right knee stacks over the right ankle. Left heel stacks over left big toe mound, and then lift your heart. Inhale, spiral open to a twist. Left fingertips forward, right fingertips back. Draw your outer right hip a little bit back. Left hip presses a little bit forward. Inhale, exalted warrior, right arm comes down, left arm reaches toward the sky. Continue lifting up through your pelvic floor to create more space in the low back. If it's crunchy, come out just a bit. No need to be in your deepest back bend of all time here. Inhale. And then exhale, drop your left palm down to the earth. Super softly land your left knee back behind you. Reach your right fingertips forward, then all the way up and around as you kick your left heel in toward your sitting bone. Grab for the top of your foot with your right hand. Pull your inner thighs toward the midline. Then breathe into your left quad, opening more space, ironing out any kinks, allowing the breath to act as a comb, act as a process of detangling. Feel the lightness through your heart. Lift your gaze toward the sky. One more breath here. And exhale, release. Circle the right fingertips back to the top of the mat. Plant your palms, lift your left knee, and then step your right foot softly back to high plank. See if you can step it back instead of dragging it back. Shift forward, lower halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Stretch your heart. Exhale, glide back, downward facing dog. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, sigh out of your mouth. Release. Good. Sink your knees down to the mat. Shift back to a seat, so sitting bones come to heels, and then bring the backs of your hands to the tops of your thighs so that your palms are open toward the sky. Soften your eyelids, soften your shoulders, soften your face and your jaw, and then just notice. See if there's anything about the physical space or the mental space that has shifted from when we began the practice. Feel the breath come in through your nose. Feel it come out through the nose or the mouth with a cleansing quality. Blink your eyes open. Walk your palms forward, plant them, tuck your toes behind you, and press up and back to downward facing dog. And we'll flow one more round on each side through this sequence, linking breath and the movement, finding a flow so that every motion, every new asana posture that you practice connects with the breath. The breath lasts as long as the movement does. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step your way to the top of your mat, bringing your feet to touch. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, chair pose, sink low, weight your heels, ripple your fingertips up beside your ears. Exhale, palms meet at your heart center. Inhale, elongate. Exhale, prayer twist. Left elbow outside of the right thigh. One breath here. Reach your tailbone back, stretch the crown of your head forward. Then on your exhale, draw belly button to spine, revolve left ribs toward right ribs, and lift your gaze over the right elbow. Inhale, root your heels, rise all the way up to stand. Drive your legs towards straight. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, root your fingertips. Stretch your left toes long and back behind you. Right leg stays anchored. And then exhale, left toes land to the back of the mat. The feet are hips distance apart. Inhale, use your core, use your strong foundation in your legs to rise high through your fingertips and your heart. Crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two, open up, expand. Inhale here. On your exhale, pivot on your feet, sink to Skandasana toward the original back of the mat. Right toes flex away from the earth as you sink to the left hip. Inhale. Exhale, without using your hands, can you swivel to face the back of the mat? Draw your palms to meet in prayer. Inhale. Twist. Right fingertips reach forward, left fingertips reach back. Now create a cinch through your waist, draw in at the waistline, and then from that point upward, can you revolve your torso toward the left side of your mat? Keep the revolution as you inhale, drop the left fingertips back, reach your right fingertips high toward the sky, and then follow them with your gaze, exalted warrior. Exhale, right palm comes down. This time, left foot crawls out to the wide edge of your mat, and you can drop the left palm down as well. Sink your right knee to the earth. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, bend your elbows deeply, maybe lowering the forearms to the earth, or you can stay with the elbows bent. Wherever you start to feel a deep opening stretch into the outer left hip and the front of the right hip too. Pause, breathe. Allow your breath to melt anything that's hardened. Find more sweetness. Softening into any resistance that you encounter. Rise back up to your palms. Tuck your right toes behind you, lift your knee, and then step your left foot back to plank. As you inhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Root your toenails, stretch your heart forward. Exhale, glide back, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your gaze towards your thumbs. Exhale, step forward, fold. Halfway lift, elongate. Exhale, bow in. Inhale, sink to chair. Reach your fingertips up high to the sky. And then exhale, palms meet in prayer. Inhale here. Exhale, right elbow, outer left thigh. Anchor it, and then begin your revolution. One breath. Inhale, press into your feet. Rise up to stand. Reach high through your fingertips and your gaze. Exhale, swan dive down, forward fold. Sitting bones reach back. And then sprinkle your fingertips down in front of your toes. Inhale, standing L. Reach your right toes long and back behind you as you anchor your fingertips down, tractioning them back toward your toes. And then exhale, right toes land. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Reach for the sky, sink deeper. Exhale, warrior two. Open up through your arms, anchor your feet. Inhale here. Exhale, Skandasana. See how slowly and in a controlled way you can lower down the hips towards your right heel. Good. Press into your feet. Use your strong legs to revolve back to face the original top of your mat. Crescent lunge in the legs, palms are in prayer. Then inhale, spin your arms to a twist. The left fingertips reach forward and the right fingertips reach back. Hug in at your waistline and then revolve toward the right side of your mat. Reach your gaze back over your fingertips. Inhale, exalted warrior. Left fingertips stretch toward the sky. Right palm comes down. And then exhale, land both of your hands inside of the right foot. You can heel toe your right foot out wider and then soften the left knee to the earth. Toes can come untucked. Inhale, stretch through your spine. Pull your hands back toward your left knee. Then exhale, deeply bend your elbows, softening maybe the forearms down to the earth. Pause for 3 rounds of breath here. And then see how thoroughly you can fill up your body with breath. Imagine that your body in this shape right now is like an empty vessel. And your breath is like water, so that every time you inhale, it fills up to the top, filling every space. And then on the exhale, it washes out. One more inhale. Exhale, relax your face, relax your jaw. Plant your palms, tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, step back to plank. Inhale to shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga, last one. Inhale, upward facing dog. Thread your heart through between your biceps. And exhale, glide back, downward facing dog. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, rinse it through. Big sigh. Knees come down to the mat. Shift to a seat. And then again, spin your palms up toward the sky. As you stay and breathe here, you can close your eyes and just imagine that your palms are softening, expanding, and becoming more receptive. Blink your eyes open. Come down to a seat and swing your legs forward to the top of your mat. Root your heels. And then as you inhale, lift your fingertips high to the sky. As you exhale, keeping a long spine, start to fold forward. Your knees can be a little bit bent here. Just keep your toes actively flexing. Seated forward fold. Breathe through the back lines of your legs, all the way into the calves, the Achilles tendons, and spreading through the soles of your feet. Walk your fingertips back in And then draw your feet together to touch, Baddha Konasana. Pull your heels in close towards your groin. Wiggle so that you're sitting right onto your sitting bones. As you inhale, elongate. Pull back on your shins to reach your heart forward. And then exhale, fold in or stay upright if you're already feeling a lot. Imagine that your knees are weighted here. So they're fully surrendering to gravity, allowing you to release any unnecessary contracting into your outer hips or maybe the inner thighs as well. Continually reach your heart forward toward the top of your mat. If you've dropped your palms down, you can imagine that the heart is stretching towards your thumbs, or that you're trying to shine a spotlight right to your thumbs from the heart space. Last 2 breaths here. And rise up to a seat. Stretch your feet forward, root your feet to the top of the mat, and then roll down to lie on your back, lowering for 3, for 2, hug belly to spine, for 1, and relax. Stamp your feet down beneath your knees. You can widen your arms out to a T, and then just windshield wiper your legs from side to side. You can pause on one side and then the other, or you can move more quickly if that's feeling better. Start to let your body melt into gravity. And then happy baby will be our last posture. So feet up to the sky, reach for the fronts of your shins, maybe the ankles, maybe the outer edges of your feet. Press your lower back into the mat as you widen your knees out beside your ribs. Toes are flexed. Let this be playful. You can rock from side to side. You can stretch out through one leg, the other leg, maybe both at once. And then when you're ready, curl into a tight ball. Wrap your forearms around your shins. Inhale. Exhale, Savasana. Toes go to the wide edges of your mat and fall open. Palms spin up toward the sky and then surrender down to gravity. And let yourself rest here, dropping everything, all your muscles, all your bones, reconnecting to the earth, absorbing and processing. You can stay here as long as you have time. When you're ready to come back into your day, take a full inhale through your nose. Fill up from your low belly all the way to the tops of both of your lungs. And take a big sigh out of your mouth. Come back to all your physical sensations, all the circulation you've created, the warmth in your body, like a bath almost. And begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And then stretch out super long. Toes go forward, arms reach back. Inhale here in your long body stretch. And exhale, roll to fetal pose or rise up to a seat, however you'd like to get there. You can pull the heels in again and windshield wiper your knees if that feels good, if you're staying on your back. And we'll meet back in a spacious seat. Keep your eyes closed if it's possible. Let your knees fall open. Let your sitting bones anchor you downward and then lift up through your spine. Soften the backs of your hands down to your legs. Take a moment here to recognize any shifts in your perspective that you were able to create simply by recognizing each breath as a new opportunity to change your situation or something about what you're experiencing. Know that you have this power always to create a fresh start whenever you need it. Draw your palms to meet in front of your heart. Take an inhale, lift your heart, and an exhale, soften your chin toward your chest, bow in. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I hope that felt good for you. Let me know how you're feeling in the comments down below, or if you have any thoughts, I'd love to hear from you. I hope you're doing well, and if you're not already, you can subscribe to the channel down below. That really supports me. I will see you very soon in another class. Bye.